Of course, you notice the black keys of a piano keyboard. In each octave group there are 5 of them. A first group of 2 keys. And a second group of 3 keys. With the black keys you play a tone that sounds between the pitches of the naturals, of the 2 adjacent white keys. These tones are the semitones. The black key at the right of a white key sounds a semitone higher than this white key. And the black key at the left of a white key sounds a semitone lower than this white key. In musical terms, is spoken about a raised, or sharpened natural, for the black key. For example, if the white key is G, then the black key at the right is G sharp. For the black key at the left of a white key, is spoken about a lowered, or flattened, natural. For example, if the white key is G, then the black key at the left is G flat. How are sharpened and flattened naturals notated, so you know when to play a black key? Well, a small rectangle on one of the sides of the note for a natural indicates a semitone. A rectangle at the top right indicates a sharpened natural. This new note head is a sharp note. A rectangle at the bottom left indicates a flattened natural. This new note head is a flat note. On the staff, the flat note of a flattened natural and the sharp note of the sharpened same natural are on the same height on the staff as the note of their natural. For example, the notes G flat, G and G sharp are on the same height on the staff. The name G flat is abbreviated to GF, and the name G sharp to GS. The next chapter is about specific characteristics of the notus flat notes and sharp notes. Until now, semitones are discussed from the point of view of the naturals, the white keys. But semitones are also studied from the point of view of the semitone itself, or a black key. This is what this part is all about. A semitone is at the same time a raised natural and a lowered other natural. Look here. This semitone is G sharp. As well, A flat. So, on the piano, G sharp and A flat sound the same because they are played with the same black piano key. 2 equally sounding tones, with different names, and notated with different notes, are said to be enharmonic equivalents. The enharmonic relationship between a sharp note and a flat note can be seen literally on the staff, because their added rectangle take the same place with respect to the 3 staff lines. In the diagram, this same place is indicated by the thick yellow line. Here, you see the notation of the 5 enharmonic pairs. C sharp and D flat. D sharp and E flat. F sharp and G flat. G sharp and A flat. And A sharp and B flat. Yes, you have noticed this correct. Between the white keys, E and F, and between the white keys B and C, there is no black key. Why not? That's because the naturals E and F, and also B and C, are only a semitone apart from each other, while the other naturals are a whole tone, apart from each other. This is of high importance in music theory, but has no influence on the notation of semitones. Why is notus notation of semitones easier than the conventional notation of semitones? What follows is a description of the conventional notation of semitones. So, everything out of this part is not applicable in notus. In conventional notation, semitones are indicated by means of 2 signs. These signs are always placed before the note of the natural that has to be sharpened, or flattened with a semitone. The flat sign lowers a natural with a semitone. The sharp sign raises a natural with a semitone. Most Western compositions are written with a specific group of fixed naturals and semitones. Such a fixed group is a key. An example of such a key are the tones D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, and C sharp. Here you see the conventional notation of the notes of this particular key of the example. In conventional music notation, the fixed semitones of a key are only indicated once at the head of each staff, by means of a sharp sign for the raised naturals, or a flat sign for the lowered ones. This indication at the head of the staff is the key signature. This key signature at the head of the staff means that every F and C in the composition, no matter from which octave group, has to raise with a semitone. So, while playing, C becomes C sharp, and F becomes F sharp. Although there is no sharp sign directly before the note on the staff, a semitone has to be played. Therefore, the semitones of each key have to be memorized by heart and played when necessary. But you have to know that hundreds of keys exist, and 26 of them are most used in particular. Even memorizing those important 26 keys and bringing them into practice while playing an instrument is already very hard labor and years of practice to master them. By trying to master them, many mistakes are played. So, memorizing keys and playing faults at the same time is very, very frustrating. Notus music notation differs in such a way that it is not necessary to memorize any of the hundreds of keys. But if you like to memorize, no one will stop you. That's notus freedom. Let's compare the conventional notation of the key of our example with its notation in notus. And don't forget that the easy notus way of notating keys is valid for every key, the most used, and the most exotique. In notus, the semitones are not only notated as a notus key signature at the head of the staff, but also on the staff itself, when they are to be played. So, in notus, it is impossible to forget to play a semitone, and therefore impossible to read and play faults. Oh my God! The complexity in the conventional notation of semitones is not yet finished. This example we already know. If a composer wants the natural to be played, instead of his flattened or sharpened semitone indicated by the key signature, then a new symbol is notated before the note of the natural on the staff. This new sign is the natural sign. Here you see it. Here the natural sign is notated before the last note, which is a C sharp, due to the key signature. Due to the natural sign, this last C sharp becomes natural C, but this applies only to this specific C. All the Cs from other octave groups stay C sharp. A composer can decide to flatten or sharpen other naturals than the fixed ones of a key. In this case, a sharp sign or a flat sign is noted before this specific natural on the staff. Here again, this applies only to this specific natural from a specific octave group. Let's take once more the same example to visualize. Here you see what happens if another natural is sharpened. Here, natural A becomes A sharp. One more conventional rule to memorize and execute while playing music. One of the accidentals, being a natural, a flat or a sharp sign, before a natural on the staff, applies only to the specific natural of a specific octave group in the same measure. Oh! You don't know what a measure is? These are all the signs and notes between two vertical lines on the staff. But if the same natural appears after the first one with an accidental before it, and in the same measure, this second same natural don't get an accidental, but is played like there was noted an accidental. Look at a new example. Here is a sharp sign in front of this note A, making it play as A sharp with a black key. Here is a second note A in the same measure. Although there is no sharp sign here, this is still A sharp because of the sharp sign for the first A in this measure. So you will also play it with a black key. In the next measure, there is also a note A. The sharp sign from the previous measure no longer counts. So this is natural A, which is played with a white key. Now that we have all the rules regarding the semitones in conventional notation, we can read the notes of this new example in conventional notation. Okay, let's go. D, E, D, E. This is F sharp due to the key signature. This is A sharp due to the sharp accidental before the note on the staff. G. This is A sharp due to the sharp accidental before the first natural A in the same measure. A. E. This is natural F, due to the natural accidental before the note. And we end with D. That's quite complex, isn't it? To grasp all those conventional rules, even in our very easy example. Nothing of this in Notus. In Notus, you simply play what is notated on the staff. A natural is a natural, a semitone is a semitone. Let's compare the preceding example in conventional notation to the easy Notus notation. In Notus, the principle of what you see is what you play rules. No more, no less. So, why learn the difficult conventional music notation if an easy alternative is available? Have you wanted to play the piano all your life? Well, there is an excellent Notus piano course. Even if you are a music layman, Notus guarantees you that with the Notus Piano Foundation textbook, you will read all notes and play all piano keys in pieces for beginners after 3 to 4 stressless months with 2 times 20 minutes of daily exercise. No other course dares to guarantee that. Notus does.